Hi, everybody. Danielle is working. How dare she? She's writing on a new show. And I am here with a co-host. I mean, I couldn't have hit the lottery more. If I don't have Danielle, I've gotten a housewives historian. He is here, our beloved Brian Moylan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. It's so glad to be here.
I love having you.
I love being with you.
You haven't been back since the devastating night that we had to record for my Studio City rental.
Yes.
I felt really
yes.
just like...
It was my birthday.
I'm so sorry.
You gave me a cupcake.
I did, didn't I? With a candle.
I mean, what more could I possibly need?
That's right. We were out there with the Vanderpump cast over the hill.
In Valley Village.
They're over the hill in so many ways. But we will get to that. Brian,
yes.
You told me you have some major housewives gossip.
I have major housewives gossip.
Go!
That has not been reported anywhere yet. It's sort of
breaking news?
Breaking news, but I will say it's kind of secondhand. So it's sort of like a secondhand boot on the ground, like Payless Shoe Store.
We don't care if it's 16th hand over here.
Okay.
And we don't care if it's true.
And so I have become friendly with a woman who lives in London who's a Housewives fan. There aren't many of them.
Okay.
So,
Expats.
Right. And cool people.
Yeah. Because isn't it hard to get Bravo over there?
Yeah, they don't have Bravo. They air the shows on a reality channel, but it's 2 seasons old.
What?
And it's on during the middle of the afternoon. But then there's a streaming service that you can get for like £4 a month, and it has all of the Housewives, all the Kardashians, Botched, all the true crime. And
wow, and I love that they combine all the channels because they're like, this is what you want.
Yeah, it's just like, here's all the trash, except 90 Day Fiancé.
What about Love After Lockup?
Not unclear.
I'm like the only person watching that. What about a Below Deck?
Below Deck is on there.
Which I will just take this moment to announce, and I know we've been saying this, but we are going to start covering Below Deck properly.
I just got into it.
Soon we're catching up. We're doing what we did with Vanderpump many years ago. The people have spoken.
Summer House?
I cannot do that.
Oh, I love Summer House.
Okay, speak to it.
It's my favorite current Bravo show.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it's like the people, you like all the people, even though they behave badly. They're attractive.
I like
they
that.
have been together for a while. So there's some like good, complicated dynamics.
So they know each other. Because that's why I don't love those shows where it's like, we're throwing people in here that have no history.
Yeah. It started as that, but as it's gone on, they've had some really good additions.
I guess I'm saying that, but the housewives never know each other. So it's fine.
Right. But like, right. Like you get a Dorinda who knew them or you know.
Yeah.
So I made friends with this woman who's a Housewives fan, and she told me that she has a friend with a big house in St. John's Wood in London, which is like the Bel Air or Upper West Side of London.
Got it.
And he has a very large house with a guest house. And there's someone who's staying in the guest house currently.
Carol Roswell. Because
he's getting a divorce.
Is it Carol?
No.
He's getting a divorce, meaning they're now with him.
Meaning they are now with him, but they have separated, haven't announced to the press yet, but are supposedly getting a divorce.
And is this man famous?
This man is a house husband.
Okay. So a big couple's getting divorced.
Yes.
Nene Leakes.
No.
Oh, God. Okay. God, can I get a city? Kyle Richards?
Well, the person is in London.
Dorinda Medley?
No.
Well, she wasn't even married. I'm thinking her connections to London.
But it is a Beverly Hills house husband.
Wait. Are you trying to tell me that, I'm trying to piece this together, that a house husband is now going to date a housewife?
No, a house husband who we think is currently with a housewive has moved to London because he's about to get divorced.
Okay. Kelsey Grammer?
No.
David Foster?
No.
The fucked up surgeon, Paul?
No.
Nassif? God. Don't say Mr. Girardi.
No.
Who?
PK.
What?
Yes.
No!
Yes.
I can't believe I didn't guess him first. A jolt of electricity.
I thought London was a big enough hint.
You're right. He's British. It's just their fucked up accents. I can't keep track of where they're from.
It's true.
Okay, that's on me for not guessing. I'm on cold medication, and that's on me. I know everyone was screaming at their radios? Just kidding.
So supposedly,
Wait, tell me everything.
She told me she didn't have a lot of details, but that Dorit called it off, and that PK is living in this house in London by himself because they're about to get divorced.
Oh my God!
And that's kind of all I currently
have. But that's enough. That's enough. Whether it's true or not, it's enough. Just to entertain the idea. So have they sold their Beverly Hills house? I thought they were so in love.
I am surprised too, because I thought that, I mean, if she stuck with him this far, why would she leave now?
And I feel like she did a very good job selling their love.
Yes.
In the face of like Emily and Shane, she's doing a terrible job. She's just clear she hates him. It's like,
yes.
Dorit and PK,
Teresa and Joe.
Yeah, I mean, oh God. I was like, okay, as much as I do not care for PK, I was like, they seem to have something against all odds.
Yes.
You know, he's in the showroom trying to help her thong bathing suit business. Like, he's involved. Now is Boy George living in that guest house?
That is all that I know.
Wow, you heard it here first. We've never had breaking news. We've had like fifth-hand news.
I mean, this might be like National Enquirer breaking news where it just ends up being like baseless gossip.
Our listeners don't care.
No.
We've never checked a source. We don't need to, and we won't.
Yeah. But I asked this woman, I was like, I'm going to be on Bitch Test next week. Can I like say this on the air? And she was like, oh yeah, I asked my friend. He's totally fine with it.
I want to say to your friend, you're a hero, and thank you for your sincerely thank you for your service. Wow.
Yes.
And then a hero comes along. Wow. Thank you, Brian. What an intro. What a way to start. What a zing.
I know.
Dorit and PK, and where are the kids?
Unclear.
They're here. That house is that monstrosity will be torn down.
I thought they sold the house but lost money on it, maybe? But I might be making that up entirely.
I think this financial stuff pushed them over the edge.
Well, and I also think that as you saw with him dealing with the business, he changed the name without telling her. He was really taking over, and I think she's probably making most of the money now and was like, hey, why am I ceding control to this jerk?
I don't think she's making Irma's plate money anymore, though.
She is not, no. But okay. I don't think she ever had Irma's plate money. Do we think
this is going to be... No, she never did. Do we think... I mean, it's a house of cards, literally. Do we think this is going to play out on this season?
I don't think so. And I think that's why we're sitting on it.
We're sitting on it. Okay. Last quick thing before we bring out our incredibly handsome guest. Did you see the preview for New York?
Of course I did.
It's explosive.
Of course I did.
From second one. What do you... I feel like we've got a season in us.
New York,
we've got a team,
has never disappointed us.
Never once.
People are like, oh, I miss Bethany. You have Ramona Singer. Mm-hmm. You have Sonia Morgan. You have
Dorinda Medley.
You have Luann de Lesseps.
You have Tinsley Mortimer.
Right.
What do we need? What more do we need?
No, and I mean, I will watch Sonia and Ramona just like
scuttle about in their bathrobes.
Exactly. And I will laugh at them endlessly.
Me
so
too.
I don't need all the craziness. I just want to be with my favorite ladies.
My favorite aunts, all of our collective weird aunts. I just want to watch Sonia drop her teeth and look for her teeth and just take a pickaxe to her yellow ice.
Yes. And lose a BlackBerry in the bidet or whatever she might be doing. Who knows what she could be doing.
Like living in her bed while the house is like walled off for termites.
Right.
It's so good.
So even if they have nothing going on,
I feel like Bethany, if anything, and I know we're all like, oh, Bethany's so funny, and she is, but I feel like truly we don't need that kind of voice bummer of reason. We don't need someone who needs to be home for their kid at night. Like, I need my woman free, addicted, evading a 12-step program.
Well, and also I feel like Bethany was doing this weird thing where she was trying to be... film as little as possible, but still be the alpha.
That's what I'm saying. I can't have you running off.
Right.
And like, I'm also starting to feel that about Nene. It's like, be there or leave. Okay, let's bring out our guest because I'm seeing he's gesturing wildly. This is a dear friend of mine for the last 17 years. Is that how long we've known each other?
2000, I think.
Wow, 20 years. So we met when we were 3. Yeah. That's crazy. Just 3 years old. Please welcome my dear friend, the gorgeous, funny, he's been a guest before, and people have asked for him to come back, my friend Paul James.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Paul.
How's it going?
It's so good to have you here.
I have so many thoughts.
Go ahead. Leap right in.
First, I met Carol Raswell like a couple weeks ago.
Why?
I went to this place in like the West Village, was eating with my earphones on. And at the end, I took them off and I looked over, like sitting next to her the whole time, and she's talking with her friend. And I was like, oh my gosh, Carol Raswell. Yeah. And I'm a big Carol fan. I was always Team Carol. I liked her.
Okay.
I have to report, she looks great. Like, I feel like when you see her on television, you're not sure what's lighting, what's makeup, what's happening.
It's very confusing.
Where the features are going. She looked great. Like,
I think she's had a lot of work done since leaving the show.
I mean, and I was like, I just want you to know, I love you. I think you're great. I think you're really classy. She's like, oh my God, you don't watch the show. I'm like, I do. You know, my friend has this podcast, blah, blah, blah. I watch it. I love it. I think you're great. She's like, you can't tell anyone what we were saying. I was like, I had my earphones on, so I didn't hear anything. But she was lovely.
She was like, I was strategizing my next book with my ghostwriter.
Yeah. She was great. She was lovely. Anyways.
Oh, I love that. It is nice sometimes, a breath of fresh air, to just hear something nice about one of the housewives.
Well, not to burst that balloon, but I've been doing research for my book about the Real Housewives franchise.
How dare you call it research?
And I've been talking to people about, who...
I'm just picturing you, I'm sorry, in like the New York Public Library, like on your knees, like sifting through things, like they do in the movies.
Oh my God. I just spent the last week reading academic journal articles about the Real Housewives.
People have written them?
Oh my God. There are dozens and dozens of them. People have written their doctoral theses on the Housewives.
Wow. I'm writing a book and I just wrote an essay about them and I thought this will be really fresh. I guess not.
Can you find pictures of Dale when she was like in high school or something?
Yes.
On the cheerleading team?
I wish. But what I have uncovered is I've been talking to people and they all say like, oh, all the housewives are exactly like they are on television, with the exception of Carol Radziwill. And that like she seems really cool on television. And I have some great stories about how she has been not especially nice to people.
Well,
wow.
She's almost a
pre-order
Kennedy.
The book on Amazon. No, just kidding.
pre-order, baby.
She can do whatever she likes.
Wow.
She's a Kennedy. She's royal.
That's so interesting because I think we talked about this last week, but we heard from some sources that I do think are pretty good sources, not like the highest up sources, but that, for instance, on Jersey, the person that is the rudest to the crew and gives people the most problems is Marge.
Wow.
Interesting. So sometimes, and that guess who's the nicest?
No.
Ms. Teresa Giudice.
No.
Yes. So you never know, but I can see Carol being like a little unstable because I think she had the most to lose by going on. She came in with the most and so probably was like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? And felt she was like above the women.
And I think, but then she bought into it so entirely that it became
entirely
that
it was embarrassing.
I mean, look, I'm always Team Carol. What can I say?
It seems.
Oh, I know. I've met her. She was lovely to me.
I latch on to like the more normal ones where I'm like, oh, I see goodness in you. You know what I mean?
So you don't have mommy issues.
No, I don't.
You don't. Like you're just a like very nice normal person, and I see that you latch onto the normal ones. See, I latch onto the most insane.
Oh God, it's so funny.
Who else do you like?
I love Kyle. Kyle's like. Oh,
another
I know.
Normal one.
I mean,
your face just like contorted. there's something about her that I like.
I love her too. It's just that it's so funny because like my favorite friend is like Sonia Morgan.
Yeah.
Or
I love the delusional ones.
Portia, yeah. But Portia is pretty normal.
Portia there's no one I've turned around on.
Me too.
Like George W. Bush and Portia Williams, who I like used to hate.
I'd be fine if Portia Williams was running this country.
You know what? Like,
me too.
She was not smart when it started.
We had some trouble with the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, I guess she was just in a really bad relationship.
Yes.
Can we talk about her scene with Dennis at therapy?
Oof.
When he was like, why is this all about me? Why is this all about me? You have to do work too. She wasn't the one stepping out on this relationship when she was pregnant. Dennis
is always wearing like a sweatpant. He's
always
perpetually
wearing a sweatpant.
in like a sweatpant.
It never doesn't have a like line down the side of it.
No, and the hot. He's like Jermaine Dupri, like but with more weight on him. You know, I find him distasteful.
I do too. And poor Portia. God, I really got the sense now. While I was watching the show, I was getting my nails done by a woman named Sky, who lived in Atlanta for a time and was kind of educating me on the men in Atlanta. She was like, women in Atlanta, she felt more so there's like a pressure to keep men for some reason. And she felt it a lot dating the men.
Yeah, and Portia talked about this too. And I found that really interesting.
I did too.
I think was she black, Sky?
She was.
I think it's like a black cultural thing where you grow up hearing that a lot of black men, like good black men, are hard to find, with a job, that will treat you right. And then a lot of black men will go for white women. A lot of white men don't necessarily go for black women. So there's it's not equal there. So it's hard to find like a good black man. And I feel like in Atlanta, you see these women staying with men that they shouldn't be with.
I know, with wonderful women. Like, Portia's great.
And Portia talking about how she has to work to hold on to Dennis, who is clearly a dog and will always be a dog.
That made me so sad when she was crying. I've maybe not seen someone open up in such a truly real way where she's like, I don't want to say this, but I'm having trouble basically being intimate with him after what happened. Yes. But I'm also scared if I say that, it will like perpetuate this cheating cycle where he'll be like, well, if you're not sleeping with me, I'm going to leave. And I love that therapist because she was like, this has been some heavy stuff. This has been heavy.
There are so few good therapists that will appear on the show.
Oh, and we've never seen one.
No, it's her and Jax's and Brittany's therapist, who is always like, Jax, you are a fucking idiot and you need to like get it together.
Remember Bethany's, the man that she went out on the Hudson with and had a boat crash?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh my God. He was something. I should call him.
Yeah. Oh, you should absolutely get at him.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So I love Portia too. I've not only turned around, I love her so much.
She's the best thing on the franchise.
Yes.
Like, they don't need Nene anymore. I mean, that's what I think. Portia can hold it together.
Nene.
This goes into my thing where I think we're really experiencing like the fall of the OG across the franchises because Vicky's gone, Vanderpump's gone. Nene is like a shell of herself.
Yes.
She's never there. When she's there, she's so thirsty and a really, you know what I mean? Trying to be friends with these women that don't like her.
Because she's alienated them all. And the show thinks they need her. And this episode didn't have Nene in it. The first few episodes didn't have Nene in it. Nene was barely in Toronto. We did not need her. We have Kenya Moore.
Right.
We have Candy Burris. We have Portia Williams. We do not need
We have
Nene.
Kenya always showing up with someone, be it a marching band or a cookie lady.
Boy, my God. And
my mother hates. Okay, by the way, Casey, thank you.
Your mom's nice.
You've given like something that me and my mom can chat about, the Housewives. My mom hates Kenya Moore with such a passion that it doesn't matter what Mark does, what anyone does to her, Kenya's always in the wrong.
But why would your mom hate a woman who said to Tanya, I like to look extra pretty when I'm going to read a bitch? I love her.
When that cookie lady walked in,
lady,
I like shouted and clapped my hands and I was like, thank God for Kenya. And I love when she does that shit. But also, I totally get your mom where it's like, if I were around a person who behaved like that, I would hate it. But I'm so glad you're there creating television.
But it's also, me too, right? She creates great television, but she's wrong in this, right? Because she literally is always talking about how she doesn't wear a wig. And when she came and sat down at the dinner, I remember watching
I thought you meant wrong to bring the cookie woman. Okay, go on.
No, cookie, but I'm just saying, like, with the Tanny thing in general, it's like, you always say you never wear a wig. You always...
okay, but isn't there something, now Sky and I were talking about, like, there is a thing like the way I wear gel nails to, like, bring my nails back, like a protective hair care. Is that...
always say that you don't wear gel nails? I'm Casey Wilson. I never wear gel nails. These are my real nails.
You have them on now.
No, but I'm saying, like, that's her brand, right?
Right, but...
Yeah. I feel
she can't take a moment to recoup and try to, like... Okay.
I think,
and I stand corrected. I don't know.
If it was extra and she was just adding some extra for the thing, just be like, I was adding some extra for the thing.
But she can't say that because that's her business.
And I think Tanya's most salient point was Kenya comes to her and is like, now you're affecting my business. You're affecting what feeds me. And then Tanya said, well, what did you do to Marlo? And so it's like, Kenya doesn't want you to fuck with her business, but she'll fuck with your business to help her business. And I think that there's a hypocrisy there that I find a little bit annoying.
Can we also have a moment for Tanya, who really arrived this episode?
Oh my God.
Welcome to the franchise, Tanya.
Welcome to the franchise, Tanya. Thank you for coming correct. Finally.
Yes.
She used to annoy me so much. The way she handled that, I thought was beautiful. It wasn't defensive. Yes. And Eva had the nerve to say, like, Tanya can't hold her own. And I thought, oh, you're wrong, Eva. Your mouth is too full of cookies.
Cookie lady.
Everyone eating those cookies. And when Cynthia had the nerve, after her
come back for the cookies,
she was like, sorry, guys. I thought she was coming back to be like, Tanya, let me sit down. Like, that was really hard what just happened, what my friend did. She's like, sorry, I thought I forgot my cookies. Oh, no, I got my cookies.
That's the messed up thing. Like, these women are so cold. Like, they're not really friends. Like, they don't even... Like, they don't care about Tanya.
Why didn't Kenya invite Cynthia to her wedding? Are they really not friends? That really stayed with me. Or Mark didn't want her.
Interesting. I don't know.
Did the wedding really happen? Did anyone see the wedding? Did it happen?
Nobody saw it.
Well, that's why she was not invited back last season, supposedly, was because she didn't allow them to film
Because
the marriage.
the only person that can sway Kenya Moore is this abusive Mark Daly.
Oh, he is awful
speaking
and
with
hot.
an accent? Was he speaking with like
Something
an
was
island accent
Something was
last night?
happening.
Like he was from the islands.
I didn't see it, but him railroading over her made me so uncomfortable. And that's the thing about Kenya is, as much as you hate her, as awful as she is, she makes great television, and then she's with Mark, and your heart just breaks for her, and you love her again.
Hates her.
He hates her.
There was something he said to the baby. It was like, "Oh yeah, pull mommy's earrings out."
Yes.
It's like I don't even know if he knew the camera was on. Like he just hates her.
Hates her. She can't get one word out. And then she's trying to laugh it off, and it's so uncomfortable.
And as my mom says, it's what she deserves. That's what my mom says. I don't agree.
Wow, Mrs. James.
Josephine.
Josephine James. Wow.
We need Josephine James as a guest on the podcast.
She doesn't like a woman who also said, I'm like a sleeping bear. I'm soft and cuddly, but if you poke me, I'm going to get dead ass. I love her so much. I'm not going to be a Kenya apologist. I love her.
I think she's great television.
But you're
really
right.
do.
She is stepping into the Nene role.
Yeah.
Which is why Nene always from the get-go didn't like her.
No. And I mean, no one can take down Nene like Kenya Moore, but no one can take down anyone like Kenya Moore. Her first season, she showed up and she had figured out the game in a way that nobody before or since has.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. And
I love this newfound kind of like kinship with Portia. I find that very heartwarming.
I do too.
Except I like it too, but I also like how Portia is real quick to check her in the confessionals. Do you know what I mean? Like she'll just be like, that was shade. Like she doesn't back down from her, which I like.
No, I appreciate that too. And being like, okay, we're colleagues and we can get along and I respect what you do. But also when you're wrong, I'm going to tell you to your face.
Right.
Mike Hill. Now there's a good man.
What do you make
Guys,
of...
what are
that
these looks?
party was alarming, right? That was an alarming party.
What do you make of all of his female
I have
friends?
a ton of female friends.
I absolutely have a ton of female friends. If I had a party, it would not just be all. I also have a ton of male friends. Like I have both.
Yeah, especially if
You
you're
know what I mean?
introducing
You're introducing like what it was, and also the poor daughter. Like
The poor daughter.
awful. To sit there and speak about her mother and him being like, yeah, I cheated and I didn't figure it out. But I figured it out with this other woman. And it was really particularly sad because I know that this girl seems to like Cynthia too, but it's like, don't put her in that position when she started crying.
Oh my God.
And why are they always talking about fucking?
Exactly.
Like, like there was that one thing where it's like, let's go and fuck. It's like, well, the camera crews are there. Are you really going to have sex with the camera crews are there? Or are you just saying that? Either one is disgusting.
It was like Tamara and Eddie in the bath.
Yeah, disgusting.
I like them, but I've turned on them. I
Really? See, I thought he completely fucked up, and I 100% get that. But I did appreciate when he went into her room and he said, listen, I take full responsibility. And then he said, look, I just went to a parenting workshop, and I will say, the teacher said the most important thing a parent can say to a child when they're distressed over something you've done, and he said it, which is, what can I do?
Oh.
And I thought, I don't know. He seems like a nice guy.
Do you feel like he should have done it off camera? Like if it really
That was really
if
tough.
it really meant something to him,
Yeah,
couldn't
that
he
was
just
tough.
wait?
That was tough.
Look,
you're making points.
Can we talk for a minute about where Mike Hill's house is? Because it looks like it's in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, where is this?
It was
and
real
what?
close to another.
Yeah, and it was like weird, like stucco or something. I don't know. And I was like, damn, Mike Hill, I thought you were doing better than this weird Las Vegas house.
Yeah.
Does he live in Valley Village?
He may live right on next to Schwartz and
And Katie.
Schwartz and Katie. It was a little weird. I've liked more when Mike has come to visit Cynthia.
Me too. I liked him up until this episode, and now I'm just sort of like, I don't know.
I have been lobbying for quite some time for Cynthia to move to LA to be with Mike Hill and to go on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Absolutely.
We've always
That is
said
what
that.
we need. We need an all-star edition. We need them to mix it up.
Please,
Or,
yes.
or just like, in the context of the Housewives universe, this would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like,
And Beverly Hills needs some major infusions.
Yes.
Although, I mean, I'm hearing this season there's been some real infusions between women.
Seeing is believing. We'll see.
You
know, with Beverly Hills, I feel like you just never know what you're going to get.
Fair.
Why won't Kenya check Mark Daly? Sorry to go back to that.
I think that some of it is what Portia was saying. Like, she's been taught that she has to keep a man. This is her fantasy that she's always wanted, a husband and a daughter, and she finally has it, and it's not what she wants. And I think she's having a very difficult time reconciling all that. But according to the gossip blogs, they're back together.
I've heard that.
I feel like who was the other boyfriend who like broke into the window? That guy.
Oh yeah,
he looked like he was like from a cartoon villain, like at the end of Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, it's like you got Mark Daly. Mark is a good-looking dude. She's gonna hold on, and he's successful. She's gonna hold on to him as long as she can.
It's so sad when women, I think they want this certain thing, and then they have all the pieces, but it's like, but the actual people are not right. Do you think she's scared of him? Like, is he abusive? I do think he's verbally abusive to her.
Absolutely.
He puts her down so much. He cuts her off. He doesn't let her speak.
I also wonder, though, if he was like, look, we can get married, but I don't want you to be on this show. And then after a year, she's like, I got to be on the show. I wonder if that's causing a lot of the tension, too.
You are 100% correct.
He does seem to have kind of jumped right in. How weird was that when he called Mike Hill and Kenya was like, we have to all go out again, and he's like, the men will be going out.
He hates his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I remember I have done that move. It's like, oh, I got to spend time with you. Let's call our friends. Let's go on a double date.
Right.
So I don't
Let's get some other people in here. Right.
Gosh, he hates her.
Yeah, we've all done that. Wow. I mean, anything else? I'm loving Tanya. The fact that she brought the wig back. I mean, it's all...
When we found out that Tanya was Canadian, it all clicked for me.
I was sense.
Like, oh my God, this is what has been missing. She's Canadian. And that's what was interesting to me in the fight with Kenya, where she was being so Canadian, like so nice and polite and didn't want to bring it. And she had her own grievances about like, you brought all this stuff up about my relationship for no good reason. And she never really got to speak her mind at all. She just had to sit there and take
no good reason?
Didn't she say, she was like, he followed me to the bathroom, and wasn't she like, are the men's bathroom and women's bathroom next to each other?
And then she's like, and then he walked away. So what do you think about that, Tanya? Like, you should watch your man. And Tanya's like, he walked away.
Yeah, I don't know. And he said you just don't know who's correct. She seemed a little thirsty, the cookie lady.
I couldn't believe she was yelling at Tanya. She's like, you need to hear this. It's like, why?
She came in at a 10. Like, there's no reason to attack Tanya.
She's looking to be...
And then they were like, when she thought the cameras were off, and she told us this, it's like, she thought the cameras were off in that initial meeting. Can't you see the cameras? Like, when she's telling them about the, back in the... Like, can't you see the cameras? Like, she didn't think the cameras were on.
They're on. Yeah.
They were on.
I also think it was real shady what Kenya did to Cynthia, where she was like, oh, and you invited the cookie lady to your party. It's like, yeah, she's my neighbor in the whatever. Of course, I invited my neighbors to the party.
In the strip mall that we both have our stores.
Where we had,
20 miles outside of Atlanta.
But
Cynthia still not sent me her Cynthia Bailey eyewear that I ordered a year ago. Go on.
If I were Tanya, I would have been like, thank you for coming, cookie lady, but I'm not concerned. I don't want to listen to this. I don't care what you have to say at all. Like, it's my relationship, and I believe what I believe, and what you say like means nothing to me.
I feel like she and her fiance, they seem to have a good relationship. Kenya's so upset that they haven't gotten married. Because that's what Kenya's wanted. That's her projection.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Kenya, you may be married, but you're married to such an asshole.
Yeah. Right. Who hates you?
Who are you?
Who hates you?
Like, don't look at somebody else's relationship. Gosh.
I'd still make out with Mark Daly. I'm just saying.
Okay, on that note, we'll take a break. Guys, we're back. Anything about Atlanta before we go into New Jersey?
No.
I am loving this season.
Of
Atlanta in general.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Next to New York, they always deliver.
Always deliver.
They always have good people around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and I like that the cast is really swelled with all of the friends of, where you're getting this sort of
swelled,
really intricate kind of dynamics between all the women. And I think that it's really been interesting with the addition of the Tanyas and the Marlos and even stupid Giovanna.
And the Shamias and
and all of them, like, and the Don Juans, like, you've really gotten this like developed kind of universe to live in.
How about when Candy's husband said he would not take care of Mama Joyce if Candy died?
Listen, I am with Todd all the way.
Too.
On
Me
that.
too. You better have her set up in your will.
I'll give her a little shoebox of money and then be on your way.
Send Mama Joyce on her way. But it's like, well, then why did you make a business out of Mama Joyce's like?
Because Todd knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Todd does know.
Todd knows how to get some money. Mm-hmm. He's getting
Todd
that
doesn't
bag.
mess. Yeah. Do you guys like Todd?
I'm kind of ambivalent about Todd, but Candy is one of my favorite Real Housewives.
Me
by
too.
Far.
And Casey doesn't feel this way. She's the richest one. She's bringing so much. She brings
She's the richest one.
She brings
She's
the
the richest one in Atlanta for sure.
She brings a whole universe. She brings a whole corner of the universe that isn't based on fighting.
Right. She brings success.
Success. Like, she's got 2 houses next to each other.
But she will fight.
She'll fuck a bitch up.
She will. And I have nothing but respect for her. And I love her.
To be clear, I have nothing but respect for her, but she is just, part of me is like, she's so predictable. Like, I guess we do need her. I'm seeing from your faces.
We need her, and I also think she's the strongest. I mean, you said Kenya was, but I feel like she's the strongest check on Nene, even though she sort of rolled over like a dog this season and accepted the apology.
Well, because she's the only one who's been there as long as Nene, right. And I think Nene respects her longevity and her success and whatever. Right. And so Candy can be like, Nene, girl, I know where you came from. And
right,
shut the hell up.
So I feel like we need Candy. I like Candy. Although I do miss Phaedra. It's tough.
Of course I miss Phaedra. It's like not everybody has to stay it's like some relationships I guess aren't meant to go the distance. Like we had Phaedra when we had her and she burned bright and then she burned out. I do miss her. I don't really miss Sheree, and yet sometimes I do. I don't know.
I was watching an old episode, and I was just watching a clip of "Fix That Body, Fix That Face."
Oh my God, yes.
Sometimes I miss Sheree because Sheree will get in the trenches. Like,
yes,
she sure will.
No one on the Real Housewives fights like Sheree Whitfield. Right, the best
and
of
all
time.
The laugh when they came in, the laugh
when she was. What was that weird laugh?
It was like a fucking 10-second laugh.
I went back and watched that about 100 times. Oh, yeah, I guess. Look, they all brought us great times, Yeah, wow. All right, shall we move on to New Jersey?
I have a question for you, Casey Wilson.
Please.
What was it like when you went to prom?
Okay, I wrote down. I went to Nordstrom by myself on the Metro and asked a woman to do my eye makeup at the counter. And then she did me like a cross between Mama D and and like I just looked so insane. And I was in a dress that was so way too short. I looked horrible. And then like a couple people, my mom took like a couple of photos on the lawn with some friends. That's it.
What was your prom like?
Oddly enough, my prom date I'm still close with, and she's got a movie that's coming out this weekend called Simple Wedding with like Shohreh Aghdashloo and Rita Wilson. It's great.
Wow, what
film.
a seamless plug.
I know, she's a director.
I know.
You guys go see it, romantic comedy. But it was fun. It was just friends. I think we had an hour left of the prom. We got there so late.
Wow.
Were there balloons?
We did get a limo. But it was like 8 couples were sharing it. We were all like stuffed in there, yeah.
When I was in high school, I worked for a family that owned a funeral home, and I would babysit their kids sometimes, and then
welcome to Fun Home.
Yeah. And I would park cars at the funeral home like when it was busy, and so they lent me a hearse to take to the prom.
That seems so you.
Yeah. So we like piled in the hearse and like went to the prom. But it was like
so basically just like Gia's.
You're right. Well, what was the craziest to me? There are 2 crazy things to me about Gia's prom. One is the last time we saw someone go to prom, it was Kim Richards mixing chicken salad with her hands in the background of her daughter's prom, which was like the best thing ever. And the second was none of her friends were there. It was just like her and these balloons and a catering and weddings, but then all these old people. And it was very strange.
That's true, yeah, because my prom we all got together.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 couples on the lawn, and everyone's mom's just like taking photos.
Yeah, and I assumed that when Teresa had all this food and these balloons and whatever, that then Gia's friends were going to show up and we were going to see them all going to prom. But no, it was just
Instead, Teresa's castmate showed up to Laura's.
Right. And paid for the whole thing.
And it was weird when their aunt and uncle, like my aunt and uncle weren't over there like while I was getting my hair and makeup done.
No.
it just didn't. I don't think it was like that big of an
Well, and also you
event.
got your hair and
think it's
makeup done at
different now.
Nordstrom's.
No makeup, no hair.
Yeah.
I think that story is actually unusual, the Nordstrom story. I don't think that's the normal
That was
one.
just my own brainstorm.
Okay.
Like, I'm like, I don't know how to do makeup. I wouldn't even occur to me. I wouldn't say to my parents, I need makeup. Like, I never had makeup done. Like, that's not an option.
But you were in theater. Didn't you do makeup before?
No, like Ben Nye old lady makeup, like that, shocky, it's like clown makeup.
Right. Paint for the back row.
I thought I'd had this great idea, and then I looked so insane.
Pictures. Post a picture of it, please.
I mean,
And did the other girls, did anyone comment?
everyone was just like, wow, that was a lot. And I had a lavender, it was shimmery Betsy Johnson dress. It was bad. It was bad. But,
I would watch if Frankie and Gia got married
you'd
and had a
watch them
show.
have
I would
sex?
watch that. No, not have sex. I would watch that show.
I would watch them have sex.
Yeah, me too.
I would
watch
Jesus.
Frankie do anything.
I'm hoping they're over 18.
Also, Gia is my favorite, is the only character I like on Real
She
Housewives of
is.
New Jersey.
How much has she been through? Like, they showed that clip back.
So
She
much.
has been
That
through
was
so
some
much.
fucking
And we
clips.
have watched her grow up. Like, when they showed her from the early seasons dancing on the bed, like, yeah.
I was
She's
going
gonna
to
be
say,
something.
I'm like, so as a mom, I'm like, I need to be so normal so my kids are normal. But I'm looking at these housewives, the most fucked up women produce the most
Yes.
normal kids. We've got Kelly Dodd's daughter,
Yep.
Ramona. I mean, Avery's pretty
Yes.
normal. Teresa and Gia, Vicky and Brianna. Why am I trying so hard?
My theory is that we all rebel against our parents. And when our parents are normal, we rebel by being crazy. And when our parents are crazy, they rebel by being normal.
That's
and so
probably
that's
true.
why Avery Singer is normal, because
They're so horrified by
If
their
Avery
parents.
was
Yeah.
crazy, like, she couldn't be crazy. Like, that would be, you know,
Right.
she wouldn't
Right.
be able to exist if she was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my mom was a bit eccentric, and I remember just thinking to myself, like, I must be normal at all costs. Like, I will steer things into normalcy.
Yeah.
And look, it's caused some issues. Yeah, I love Gia. Do you think that they had sex?
no. I
No.
think this was entirely constructed for the show.
Yeah,
I
think it
know,
was
and I don't want
platonic.
that to be true. But
I also think, like, this is going to be a hot take. I think Dolores won't let him have sex with anyone because I think Dolores wants to have sex with her son. I said it.
I
said
believe
it.
the same thing. There's a tension.
There
between
is
them.
a
It's
sexual
hot.
tension between them.
It's very
like
hot.
Brad and Jen.
And I honestly think that Frankie Sr. wants to get in on that. I do. I think that'd be a nice threesome. They all are like very hot for each other.
And then there's the daughter.
weird.
I feel like she doesn't exist in that, but she's cool too. I like the daughter.
Guys,
the daughter-
I did not know they had a daughter, and I know I missed like maybe 2 seasons of Jersey way back, but the whole there's no mention of her. Like, it's an
It's all
Italian
about
family.
Frankie.
She does
It's
not
all about
exist.
Frankie.
Well, and she showed up, and she's not a Guido at all. She's not like them.
I didn't care
No,
for
but-
some of her comments.
But then she
The
said,
daughter.
yeah,
this was the greatest thing. Like, she didn't get into veterinary school in America, so she went somewhere else. And I'm like,
So tough.
How hard is it to get in veterinary school in America?
I think it is hard.
Is it?
It is probably very hard for Frankie Sr.'s daughter to get into veterinary school.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
good for
it did
her.
make me laugh later when Dolores said that she had Frankie Sr. followed by a private investigator because he was cheating. And then she's like, then the private investigator dropped his camera when he saw how tough Frankie was, and he broke it. Broke the camera. Okay.
I loved that conversation when they were at the Jersey Shore about them going to Temptation when they were younger and
yeah.
Teresa beating up guys and whatever. And I have a sincere pitch for the universe.
Okay.
I would like a scripted television show based on Teresa and Joe Giudice Gorga in Jersey Shore in the 80s.
Oh, that's
And you
good.
don't think that was called Jersey Shore? That's
I mean, I want it. It was, but
Yeah.
I want it in the 80s, and I want it like scripted.
okay.
That's what I want.
And like, what's a template for it? Is it like a kind of like a Goodfellas tone? Is this a
No, it's more. The tone is kind of like funny and fun and like kind of heartwarming.
Okay.
It's like brother and sister in the Jersey Shore, and we're being like gross and awful, but also
okay?
Like, who's the boss? Is that what we're...
love. No,
Like beaches?
like beaches, but less gay.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. I know that was a fascinating conversation.
Also, Teresa's face when Joe Gorga was describing meeting Melissa,
her face.
Teresa's face was like boy, you just learned what she really feels about.
They hate each other.
Hate each other.
Remember when Melissa was there giving the flowers for Gia's thing, and she said something.
Yes.
What was it, like, who else coming? Or this house looks nice. She said something. It was like, when they are left alone, there's nothing between them.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Like, they hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it, because you see how close
They
Joe
both are
Gorga
with
and
Joe.
Teresa is. And so, like, you really do see, like, I'm sure he changed a lot when he met this girl, because now she's the apple of his eye.
Joe is a great guy.
Yes.
I love Joe. And I thought it was cute when he said to the doctor, he's like, he will apologize to people. Like, he's just, I think, very lovable, no?
Yes.
They gotta beg your wife more. That was
It's
just-
amazing.
But they didn't know how to stretch it out. Like, he apologizes. Like, that's 4 episodes of drama right
You're
there.
right, you're right.
Don't settle it up right now.
That's why we
I feel
don't
like
have
Bill-
a house husband show.
I
because,
know,
like
it would
you
be too
said,
over too
guys just
soon.
get over it too easy.
That would be
Bill
the
was
whole
like,
season if it was Beverly
No
Hills.
problem.
Yeah, right.
It'd be a whole season
The
of Beverly
whole
Hills.
season would be,
Yeah.
you know?
I have a pitch for a guest on this show,
Okay.
which is Jen's brother.
Oh, yes.
Cried through that entire scene.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Jen, we said this last week, but Jen can be very remarkable, I think,
Okay.
and
Yes.
giving.
Only with him.
With him.
The only
Outside
thing
of
that
him,
makes
she's
her
a
not
monster.
terrible is him.
I agree.
Well, and also,
her daughter.
and the daughter, and the mother, like that whole thing I
Yeah.
found
That's it.
very relatable. And when Jen is alone with her family, I'm like, oh, you are kind of cool. And then she's with the rest of them, and I loathe her.
But
There is
Loathe her.
No.
no housewife I think I've ever hated more than I hate her.
She's good TV, though.
I know. I'm right there with you. I loathe her, but yet then I'm like, oh, I did appreciate that like work she did to try to bring the mother.
Yeah.
I thought that
it's
was
beautiful.
really nice. And I loved
Yes.
him, like head of the musical theater. I was
Yes.
like, I love this
The
guy.
musical theater department was really advanced.
It was
way more
very
than mine
advanced.
was.
I like that side of her. When she's with Bill, like showing him outfits, she's so disgusting. She's as though Bill gives a fuck what she's gonna wear. She's like, I was
Oh my
thinking
God.
this. I was thinking
Bill is
that.
the worst.
Bill's the
He's like a scarecrow in a pair of scrubs. I just can't even like look at him, anything. Oh my
He's
God.
disgusting.
He's so gross.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are gross. You know, like
Yeah.
PK's gross too. Like,
I know.
Oh, PK is
imagine
so
him
gross.
rolling off of Dorit. I know I don't want to switch cities, but just like the roll off.
Now
after
he's
the-
rolled right into a guest
You
house
know?
in London.
So if you had to fuck, marry, kill PK, Bill, or
Oh.
Shane Simpson,
Kill Shane.
okay.
Ooh, fuck Bill.
You'd marry.
No.
You can't marry PK.
I think I'd marry. I
You
can't
should
have
just-
sex with
you
PK
should just-
either.
You should commit suicide.
That's the only correct answer.
Right. I think it's a murder suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Murder Suey.
Murder Suey. What about Jackie? What are your guys' thoughts? Jackie needs to lower the lip injections.
Yes. My problem with Jackie is that she is like a sharpened pencil. She's just like hard and pointed and ready to break. And I want to like her because she stands up to Teresa, who I can't stand, but
Right.
she's so thin-skinned and
Don't say thin. Don't you dare call Jackie
Don't call her
thin.
thin.
Don't call
She's
her
worked
thin.
really hard.
She's worked really hard.
I don't know that I think she's. I don't know that I think she's thin-skinned. I think like Jen is terrible to her.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Teresa from the get-go was kind of terrible to her, and Teresa can never actually apologize or change her opinion on someone. She's just going to always hate her. So it doesn't like leave Jackie a lot of room to operate.
Teresa's like a Roomba, just like going back and forth like a wall.
She is. And there's a power dynamic on Jersey. I was talking about the fall of the OG. Like, Teresa has too much power on that
Yes.
franchise. You know, and new girls have to either kiss her ass like Jen or have to go against her.
Right.
And it doesn't, and there's no in between. It's just,
And it must pain actual intelligent people to have to kowtow to Teresa Giudice, who is a literal idiot.
Yeah. She
Yes.
redefines brainless.
Right, and so that's what I like about Jackie is that she won't play that game like Margaret does, where Margaret is like, okay, I'll let Teresa have what she wants because I get it, I have to stay on the show.
Right.
But at the same time, like, yeah, why would you? Ugh.
I feel like Jackie is the Heather Dubrow of this show. She's just kind of like trying to float above it, but she's not really giving us some, like, can
Yeah.
you name one emotional moment Heather Dubrow gave us?
None.
None. She's just cold.
Do we think that the way they treat Jackie has anything to do with anti-Semitism?
I've been saying
Absolutely.
this for weeks. She's completely.
You're not one of us.
Dolores
right?
kept saying,
Yeah.
"You're not
You're
one of
raised
us.
differently.
You didn't
You're
grow
raised
up like
different.
us. You're not
Yeah.
one of us." And then they're basically calling her cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
It's all there.
Yeah.
For the taking. And to Jackie's credit, she hasn't raised
Jackie's
that.
right. And also
I don't
to
know if that's
Jackie's
to her credit.
discredit, she didn't do herself any favors with just throwing the Amazon boxes willy-nilly.
That was
but
tough,
still, still, like, she's saving her money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how can you, I don't know. I like her. She might not be good television.
Say that to someone.
No.
But it pains me how literal they all are, where Dolores is like, you called us idiots. It's like, don't you get the point she was trying to make?
It's like she saves her money. Like, she's smart.
Yeah, it's like Melissa included herself in being that idiot. Why are you upset about? Ugh, it makes me so angry.
Yeah, that's a dumb argument. Like Dolores being like, "You call us idiots," but then like also Melissa was going a little too far. You know what I mean? Like they were all like.
I think she was just trying to defend Jackie because no one else would, and she was saying
That's
like,
true. She's the only one that
just because she relates to money differently than you do doesn't mean she's wrong.
And Jackie
different.
is such a funny person for Melissa to like hold on to because I think she feels Teresa's below her. So she's like, I'm going to reach up with Jackie. Like, I'm going to show Teresa, like, I'm smart too. Like, I felt like Tamara did that with Heather Dubrow. Like, I know I'm down here kind of intellectually, but I'm going to like become the like smarter person's friend.
Well, and Melissa can't attack Teresa, but she can ally herself and protect Jackie, who can attack Teresa.
It's like they have to attack each other's proxies because they can't fight with each other. It's so true.
Absolutely
so
true. Yeah.
So true.
I love how the last two episodes they've been showing everybody's house. Like as they go in, like they show, you know what I mean? Like, so you can compare
the thing
houses together.
I love is the boat in front of Margaret's house.
Margaret's house.
Boat.
Oh my God. If you look, whenever
noticed.
they go in and out of the driveway, there is a boat on a trailer in her driveway that's just sitting there.
What's going on with Margaret's finances?
I mean,
I don't know, but I like Marge. I like her
business.
Oh, I do too.
I don't understand what her business is.
No clue.
Or how it makes money.
What is she selling? I know she sells jewelry, but she also seems to sell like cosmetics, bags.
It feels like the
like
same stuff
clothes
you can
and
get on
stuff?
Canal Street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
It feels like that's the kind of stuff she's selling.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the whole lawsuit of it all.
Luxury on a budget. That's what she said. Yeah, what is the lawsuit?
She had a whale. There was like a whale.
Yeah.
Stop.
Like
Right?
Vineyard
Stop.
Vines
Vineyard
accused
Vines.
her of stealing their whale. And
Vineyard Vines was involved in that?
Yeah,
because she
it's
had
a
a
Vineyard
whale that
Vines
looked
lawsuit.
kind of
Did it have like the water coming out of the blowhole like Vineyard Vines?
I hope.
Unclear. But it looks kind of like the Vineyard Vines one, so she got sued.
Wow. I did think it was a little insane, and I do love Marge, but I always find her to be the Dorinda, which is like she will make something about herself. Like Teresa was saying, like, it's been really hard. I know you don't like Teresa, but I'm just saying, she was like, it's been really hard to like, I make money, but I have to like turn it over to these lawsuits.
Yes.
And Marge was like, yes, you and I are both involved in lawsuits. I did hear what Jen was saying.
I missed that for some reason. What
Jen
happened?
was basically saying, like, immediately, Marge was like, yeah, Teresa and I have both had it very hard. And Jen was like, yeah, but you have your
a
husband.
partner.
Like, Teresa's husband's in jail.
Gotcha.
And then Marge she just like Dorinda, she will go hard. And then when Jen said something, she said to Jen, she's like, you don't work.
I
What's your
heard
job?
that. I just didn't know why it happened. Wow.
That's a tough thing to say to a mom of 5 kids.
My
agree.
problem with Marge is exactly that, in that she had that fight with Danielle where Danielle obviously went over the line, but Marge started by pouring water on her head. And so,
Right.
and then she's like, and she attacked me. It's like,
Right.
lady, if you poured water on my head, I would have hit you too.
But I think it's one of those things where Marge sees Danielle for who she is.
Sure.
And you know how frustrating it is
You're
when other
right.
people don't? Like, it makes you do crazy shit.
But also,
You're like, am I insane
Like,
here?
Danielle's like a cockroach. Like, when she came up in the scene today, it was like, oh, God, thought we got rid of Danielle. Here she comes, coming out the
And then
woodwork.
she was like, I'm in the Jersey Shore.
I'm
this
coming to the
weekend.
Jersey
I was
Shore.
like,
It's like,
oh,
oh.
God.
yeah. And she's like, on Hotels Tonight. Where can I stay? Where can I
At $87, I'll take it. You're exactly right. She's a cockroach. She's on Hotels.com. I love every time Melissa said we're going down the shore. I was like, this is warming my heart. I hope the whole
Yes.
episode was called Down the Shore.
It's a great trip. Like,
Yeah.
are we not getting Is the budget shrinking for the Housewives?
Oh my God. The
Toronto,
trips,
and now are we just going to the Jersey Shore for?
I got a lot of flack for making fun of the Toronto trip because it was Carnival.
And I love Toronto, actually.
I do too, but I did have that question. It was like when Atlanta went to San Francisco. I was like,
Right.
can we get into a tropical locale?
Yeah.
I think that they have those little weekend trips, like they'll have one of those. And I think that the Tanya Carnival link was a good one, better than like, oh, we're going to Ireland to find my old family or whatever.
What was the Destin one?
Oh my God, yeah. But the big trips,
I do love Destin, but wow.
the big trips
White
have
sand beaches.
They've gotten...
yeah, like they're going to Mexico again on New York.
And Beverly Hills,
sure.
so they're going to Dubai. Dallas, I was impressed that they went to Tokyo. Is that where they went?
No, they went to Tokyo on
Thailand.
Thailand.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Boy, that was just entertaining.
That was...
Those women going to Thailand. I think it's great that we have all the guys in the house. It's like, it reminds me of the old Atlanta trips. You know what I mean? When they used to go with the guy that were always
And scream together.
Gold.
Screaming.
Well, on New Jersey is the only franchise where the husbands get paid.
Really?
Yes.
What?
And that's why when the wives go away, they have to hang out. And that's why they're on the trips, is because they're getting money.
That's genius.
Where the husbands on the rest of them don't. And it's because of when it started with, the Manzos and all that.
brothers,
Like
right?
the husbands and the families were so integral that they were getting paid. And so most of the gentlemen and families on the other shows don't get paid.
Wow,
And
they
that's
got
what-
wise
Wow.
with
Yeah.
the other cities.
I think it adds so much.
It adds so much. And Frank Sr., I mean, it is odd to be like, here's Dolores down the shore with her ex.
Yeah.
When her other boyfriend, is he okay?
What's up with David? What's
Is
up
he
with
okay?
him?
I don't know. He
Physically?
seems like... I hate when people are like, oh, he's on the spectrum, but I think he's on the spectrum.
I meant
or
like
something.
he looks sick to me.
He looks cadaverous? Is that a word?
Yeah, I
He
don't...
looks a little gray?
Yeah, he does. I don't think
Maybe
he
you
takes
can
very
feel
good...
that one having worked at a funeral home.
I mean, I don't think he takes very good care of himself.
Also, like, Dolores, who, by the way, I think looked great this episode. Sometimes she can look kind of hard, but
Yeah.
she looked beautiful this episode.
she's beautiful.
But she's got the lowest bar. I mean, her bar is just don't cheat on me and don't lie, which is good. But like anything over that you can do, I guess, and still be with Dolores.
Yep.
What I find interesting about Dolores is that she clearly has a life partner who is Frank Sr. And
It's a wild arrangement.
and I don't know why she need like if I
And
was
Frankie
Dolores, I would just like
Frankie Jr.
Yeah.
Her lover.
Right, she's
Yeah.
her
got two.
lover. Well,
There's no room for David.
There's
Yeah.
no room for David.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's like if you don't want to sleep with Frank Sr. anymore, just like go out and like fuck random dudes, and then live with Frank Sr. and be happy. And they're obviously like best friends and great companions. Like I don't see why she needs.
Yeah, I mean,
this
he
guy
signed a
treats her like
contract to
shit.
say I'm her life partner on this show. Like,
Right? He's
Yeah.
getting,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
crazy.
I think maybe David is the haven. He doesn't lie to her. You know what I mean? So I guess she needs that. If all of her
I
boyfriends
think
are
Dolores'
flawed.
pride is such, and I would be the same, where she's like, you cheat on me, like, we're done. Like, there's no way on earth she
Right.
will go back.
She's
as
doing
much
the
as she may,
opposite of
like, love
Portia.
him. And can we talk about Teresa's admission that Joe was unfaithful? I mean, she has held on to that so staunchly over the years.
Yes.
I mean,
And-
it has been like right in front of her, and she would not
right
give it
on
up.
the show in front of our face, like everyone.
Was that
knew.
her own pride or about her protecting her kids?
I think some of each,
Both.
and also I think Teresa's an idiot. And I think that Joe was telling her a lot of shit
Your
that,
face, Paul.
that she bought hook, line, and sinker about the loans and the money and signing things.
Okay,
and
so
doing
here's
whatever.
a question, though. I mean, I don't. Do we believe that she didn't know anything about it? We're just saying that that's
I'm
true.
telling you, if she knew, she didn't understand.
That's what
okay.
I think she might have
Okay.
known something fishy was going on, but didn't want to investigate it because it would mean she would have to reevaluate her lifestyle and her life choices.
And I gotta say, Joe, I don't feel badly that you're going back to Italy. Like, file
at
your
all.
goddamn paperwork.
No, me neither.
He's,
Nothing.
they, like,
You know
sign
what?
a form, and
hate
you're
to
putting
say
your
this,
daughters through
But
this?
he's one of the ones we don't want in the country. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Get outta
I
here.
want everyone else except for Joe.
Yeah. Give
Get
people
the
who can
fuck
add-
outta
yeah,
here.
get outta
My
here, Joe.
favorite thing about this season of Real Housewives of New Jersey is that Joe made her sign a prenup, and it is going to bite him in the ass so hard because now she has all the money and he has nothing.
He seems to be doing pretty good in Italy.
You don't need a lot to live in
women
Italy.
grinding on his dick.
You don't need a lot to live in Italy. You know,
No.
baguette,
Hey, he's got-
little wine. That's it.
Little table wine and
That's all you need.
bolognese.
They will pay you.
He will be 900 pounds in 1 month.
There's a program in Italy where they will actually pay you to move to a small Italian village and open a business.
An agriturismo, right?
Yeah.
Like a
What
little farm.
business could Joe open?
I mean, a grifter shop.
That's right.
Teach people how to grift.
What is
school? I don't know.
Do you think when the kids get older, they will come to see it more clearly what Joe did to Teresa?
Yes, but I also think that your father's always your father.
I know.
And
I kind of wish she had some boys. Like,
And your
there's
mother's
just
an
something
idiot.
about their devotion to Joe while she's like served a sentence. I don't know that he kind of brought upon them. That's if we believe that she didn't know.
Well, and I'm also curious as to the younger ones, how much of it all they understand and how they will feel, and that, you know, now Joe will have been gone for most of the lives that they can remember. And I'm also curious how having cameras around them their entire lives is going to affect them in the future.
I mean, it seems to be working for Gia.
It seems to be working for Gia.
maybe
fingers
she's
crossed
too.
for
Maybe
Gia.
she's like too adult. You know what I mean?
She might
Maybe
be.
she's had to be like too adult.
Yeah, because when she was saying, you know, you've always been like a second father to me, Joe, and then in the testimony, she's like, and I've had so much support around me. I'm so very grateful. I thought, I don't think I even knew the word grateful when I was in high school. Like,
gratitude? No,
yeah,
that's too young to learn
but
that.
that's beautiful that she felt that. She does seem, you're right, like a little old.
But you also hadn't written a hit song like she did for Melania's birthday.
All right, I could have.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Just, you know, the songs.
I was so happy to
I
see
don't
that
want
back.
to grow up.
It's not Gia that I worry about. It's not Melania that I worry about.
Adriana?
It's that quiet second
Gabriella.
Oh, Gabriella.
Gabriella.
Oh,
Is she the one
She
that's like
is-
not really?
Yes, she's the one that's not really, she's the Khloe Kardashian of that family.
Right. She's the Khloe Kardashian.
She is doomed.
She's beautiful.
She is. So is the youngest
She
one.
looks so glazed eyed. Like every day she looks like she woke up and it's like Groundhog Day where she's like, wait, I'm in this family? And she has to learn it anew every day. So then by the end of the day, she's beat down only to forget again.
She's like remembering her real family, but someone
yes,
stole
it looks
her.
like memories are like coming to her.
Or it's like a ghost woke up in some like little kid's body and she's like, why am I here with these people?
Yes.
How do I get out?
Yes, and I hope she does get out. Like, she's going to get out big. Big time. Okay, anything else for Jersey before we go to Vanderpump?
No, ma'am.
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, let's take a quick break.
What's poppin', congregation? I'm Lacey Mosley, aka Scam Goddess and host of Scam Goddess, the podcast celebrating fraud and all those who practice it. Each week, I keep listeners up to date on current rackets, deep dives into the latest scams, and break down historic hoodwinks alongside some of your favorite comedians, honey. It's like true crime, but without all the death. True fun-ass crimes with only a little death. Episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen and subscribe on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And remember, congregation, stay scheming.
Guys, we're in Vanderpump, and I just want to play a quick message that someone from Vanderpump has sent me to thank Jerry O'Connell, who brought us Andy Cohen as a surprise in our last live show in New York. It was so thrilling. I've truly never been so thrilled as to when Andy just walked out, and that may sound sad. I think the birth of my kids, 1, 2, 3, Andy just coming out on stage in that red turtleneck looking so fit. He surprised us. It was so amazing. Jerry did not tell us. It really was just the energy in the room was like, it was like if, I don't know, I don't even know who, if Dolly Parton walked in right now, that's not even right. Like if Barack Obama waltzed in here and like started doing
You
the
don't have
podcast.
to pander to me. You pointed to me when you said Barack
Yeah, because
Obama.
you're black. Look,
It's like if Hillary Clinton were to come.
if
and
Hillary
do
came
your
in for
nails.
you or Barack came in, it was just thrilling. The energy was thrilling. So I wanted to thank Jerry, but I also let Danielle get in on this act because they are both so attracted to Jax Taylor. So I had Jax do a little cameo for them.
For Danielle and Andy?
Strangely for Danielle and Jerry.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Andy has not mentioned his feelings on Jax Taylor's looks, but this is for Danielle and Jerry, who both share a love of Jax Taylor, and this is for you, Jerry, as a thank you.
What's up, Danielle? What's up, Jerry? Thank you guys so much for watching our show. That's really cool that you guys have a a podcast. I mean, I hope I could come on it one time. I would love to come on it if you guys could have me. I mean, especially if you're talking about me and how good looking I am. I mean, that's a terrible thing to say. I sound so like an idiot right now. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching me over the years. I know I'm sure it's been tough. You probably wanted to throw rocks and bricks at the TV when I'm on the screen because of the dumb shit that I always do. But I really, really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. It's been a long 8-9 years of filming the show, and we're still going. We're still going strong. I can't believe it. But thank you guys so much again for watching us. Brittany thanks you as well. She's not here right now. I was letting them know that I was doing your video right now, and she wished she could say hi, but she does say hi from here. And if you guys are ever in LA, if you're ever around and you want to grab a drink, a cocktail, and shoot the shit, I can give you some gossip or whatever. Let me know. Tom Sir, whatever. Just DM me on Instagram and I'll meet you guys out. I hope you guys have a great day. Danielle and Jerry, thank you so much again for talking about me. Casey, you're the best. Thanks for hitting me up. I hope you guys have a great day and keep watching Bravo. See you on the couch on Tuesday nights.
You know, Danielle has heard this statement, and though she's not here today, she has given us a response over voice memo that we'll also be sharing right now.
I'm feeling overwhelmed, Casey. I just received a message from Jax, and this is hitting me. I don't know why it's hitting me so hard, but I felt seen, like he was so kind, and you guys can't see it through the podcast, but his eyes were gleaming and shining, and I know he's never looked better, and he didn't even need like the Bravo filters. He glows in the dark. And when he said my name, my heart skipped a beat. I'm not even joking. And then he said it a few more times, he's so open. He's so accessible. Like, I know they say that psychopaths are the most charming people in the world, but he is. I'm not saying he's a psychopath, but he probably is. But oh my God, his message was so sweet. And then he said he would meet us. He would meet us if we DM'd him. Honestly, I think he should make himself less available. That's actually something that I found less attractive. Like, I don't think he should be so available to me. I like a distant man. I do. And so my only note to him would be to make himself less available to me. He should not be meeting me out at Jax or at TomTom or Sir. Maybe he's just saying that, but also like, I don't know. I felt really seen. Thank you, Casey. That's an expensive one. Like, he's a top tier cameo. Wow. So I'm touched. I felt seen by him. I want to knock at his door right now. I bet he lives like 3 houses down from me, and just be like, can I hang? I don't know. I feel a titter. Thank you for this beautiful message. He's so cute. He's so cute. And he's swinging on a swing. He looks happy. I'm so happy he moved to the Valley. It's a great place. The Valley suits Jax. Thank you, Casey. You're a wonderful friend.
Wow.
Danielle, take him up on it. Go get a drink. You and Jer and Jax.
He offered to be on your podcast. You're not going to take him up on that?
I mean, here's the thing. We've only ever had 2 housewives on. And we, of course, had, which we'll be airing a little bit of that, the realtor, Lori, from New York. But I don't know. Sometimes when we have them on, it's hard because then we have to pander, although this video has turned me around on Jax. I don't know. He seems so sweet.
Who do you think is the most attractive man on BravoTV.com?
Oh, God. There's so few I'm running through to think.
That guy.
I mean, everyone loves Maurizio.
Who's that guy, the long hair on $1 Million Listing New York? I don't watch it, but I've seen it.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Long-haired guy. Frederick?
No.
I made out with Frederick once at the Cock 1 million years ago.
What?
Have I never told you this?
No.
Yeah.
No, he's like dark-haired, and he's like
Oh, he's gorgeous. Yes.
That guy.
Yes, I love him. I'll come up with his name in a second. I love him. And that's correct. That's who because you know how much I love a Jewish man.
I do know this.
Okay. What? Did you sleep with him?
No, we just made out and slept and tickle. But he was in the early 2000s, post-porn career,
post-porn career.
He was a porn actor,
and is now like the world's greatest real estate agent in America. Anything
that is America, right?
It's the American
there.
dream.
He was in a movie that you can find online if you want. It's called The Hole, and it is a porn parody of The Ring. And there's a videotape, and 7 days after you watch it, it turns you gay. And it is genius. And
I
the
love
guy,
it. And is he having sex in these videos?
yeah, like full on everything.
I know I'm naive. I'm just
Wow.
And
because I love Frederick so much.
the guy who
still love
directed The Hole is now
Pedro Almodovar.
no, his name is Wash Westmoreland, and he is a legit director, and he directed Still Alice, where Julianne Moore won her Oscar.
What?
Yeah.
I'm out here and I'm ready to work, be it in a porn or a straight.
Yeah, I will take my
film.
clothes off for the right role.
Paul
Get
and I
at me.
are ready for the right roles.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, so this was after his porn career, pre-reality television, and he was a regular at The Cock, which was a really skeezy bar on the Lower East Side.
What a
It's
time
still
to
there.
get him. What a time to
Yeah.
get him.
And like we've just both made out. And like some slap and tickle, and then
Slap and
What-
tickle.
no, what exactly is slap and tickle?
you know, like a little
Like over the pants, under the pants.
yeah, like a little,
Something.
like handsy.
Yeah. But you're going into a corner, or are you just?
Well, at The Cock, it was really small and it was really tight, and there'd just be like a big scrum of people, and everyone just kind of be like,
Ooh,
Seems
making
like
out and
everyone was
grabbing.
slapping and
Slapping and tickling.
Yeah,
over there.
it was like a lot of that, and you could, go farther, but
Okay.
Okay. The time didn't feel right.
no, it did
Okay.
not. It did
Thank you for sharing that.
That's
You're welcome.
That's one of the
I
best.
can't believe I've never
boots.
told you that.
I can't believe it either. I mean, when Frederick does that high kick, his famous high kick, it does something to my soul that delights me. Talk about a tickle and a slap and a tickle. Oh, that's what I feel in my soul. I love him when he's like, hey! Wow. We're learning. We're learning things
every day.
every single day. Wow.
So, Paul was telling us earlier that you're brand new to Vanderpump.
Yes,
this
I
season.
am. I've seen episodes in the past. Kristen used to live behind me. I used to walk my dog back in the day, and I remember passing her and being like, oh, I think I know she's crazy from like listening to the podcast. But this is my first time watching a season. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
The editing is amazing.
The editing is better than
It's
any other
the
show.
savage editing, like Jack said something like, I'm not into blonde girls. And I just knew we were going to get a clip package.
And
Like,
we
I
got
could
it.
feel it in my
Oh,
soul.
yes.
when
And
it
they
came,
deliver.
It was like Christmas morning. It was so good.
Hi, I'm Jax. Hi, I'm Jax. Hi, I'm Jax.
It's just,
Yeah.
there's also something about it that it's different than the Housewives. The only Housewives that's similar is New York, where like there's a lot of random hookups, which is why one of the reasons I love New York, because those women will hook up with anyone. But just like the tomfoolery, the seeing their terrible houses that they live in and their terrible apartments, it's great. It's the desperation,
The tomfoolery.
the tomfoolery.
Sorry.
I have to ask, how much do the Toms own of that place?
They own 5% each.
That is
That is
wild.
wild.
Yeah.
The
way they carry themselves.
They behave. Are you serious? I was
Yeah.
like, it's got to be 25%.
No.
When Schwartz was like, I felt like I was coming in. I'm a star. It felt so amazing to walk in with those jackets. Like, it's so.
And did you see them on top of that was the best moment of their lives.
Are they making money? So, are they currently like collecting a paycheck on TomTom, you think?
I mean, I don't know, because I know I have some friends that own bars and such, and it's just a question of how much is it making, and I think a lot of times bars are putting money back into, making it better and promotion and stuff like that. And sometimes they pretend like they're not making money for tax purposes or whatever. And yeah, but I mean, I feel like TomTom is a successful business. There's always people there.
I'm going on Saturday
Yeah.
for
and
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
The show is a really white show, which I feel like was always like slightly troubling.
It's so well across the Bravo franchise, the Bravo universe.
Yeah, but I guess I understand like older white women like hanging out with their own, like that doesn't bother me. But people of my generation,
It's so strange.
It's just like weird to me.
And Faith, the only
Yeah.
black girl we've had on the show, was on for one season. But I heard that she got a job on an MTV show, and that's why she left. I
That
know I
might
bring
be
her up
true.
every time, but of
But then
course,
she-
Faith is the one that slept with Jax while he was,
Right.
with a woman in a coma. Go on.
She
Well,
came
he was
back
taking care of
after
an elderly
her
woman.
one season.
Yeah, I don't know. Like my snap judgments are, I like the Toms. I like Tom Schwartz probably better. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
His wife seems not great. I met them at a party years ago, but
She's not great.
nothing.
She's not great.
She seems like she's not great. She also seems
I
like
was
she doesn't
surprised
know
she
how
forgave
to-
James.
She seems like she doesn't know what looks good on her. You know what I mean?
She does not.
She's unclear of how to put things that will soften her features or
Well, I think that
That does seem to stymie
if you
her.
look at the previous season, she had a very different body type than she does now. And I'm not, critiquing the way she looks now. I think
Sounds like
that,
you are.
No, I think that she's, I'm not saying she's obese or whatever, but I do think that she hasn't changed the way she dresses or does her makeup for how she looks now. And I think
I have the same body type as Katie, and I do think you have to dress for success.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying is I don't think she is doing herself any favors with the way she presents herself to the world.
But can we go back? Why aren't there any people of color on Vanderpump?
I don't know. There's desperate Black people and Asian people and Latinx people in LA that could be on the show,
Of course. I mean, there's monsters everywhere.
Yeah.
Get them on.
Let's get some.
I would love
I want equal opportunity.
Me too.
Horrible people.
They've got 2 new guys on who look the same that they just brought on.
Guys, Danica and Dana are the same person. They look exactly alike.
I like Dana. I think I like Dana. She's the comedian, right?
Are you attracted to Dana?
I'm not attracted to her, but I feel like she's smart. I feel like she gets it. She knows what's going on. You know what I mean?
How come there's zero interaction between her and the rest of the older gals?
because none of the older gals work there anymore. So they're not there. Except
Ariana's depression is leading her right back
Oh my
into
God.
the
I
loving
like her.
arms of Lisa.
I like her now.
I do too. And I
Guys.
felt for her.
We need to talk about how forced Vanderpump Rules has become.
Yeah, I know.
It was always massaged and produced.
Massage.
But that scene between Raquel, a scrunchie left on the doorknob of an abandoned room.
Is she a real person?
Her and Peter in that alley talking about her mischief that didn't even exist and doesn't seem to make sense in
She's
the
like, I'll
timeline
work
of
all
the
night,
show.
Peter. I'll work all night.
Is she a Juilliard trained actress playing the part
Of Raquel.
a vacant person? Like she's not like she's not a real person,
She's
right?
not there.
Like she's not
Her
present.
body's not there. She's not present. She is so dim.
A dim light, like the dimmest star that's like blinking out.
That's
You know what I
ever
mean?
burned. Yes.
As a teenager, I loved to watch Skinamax movies, and there was one I especially loved called Bikini Car Wash, and Raquel is every woman that was in Bikini Car Wash. Like, she's just like dumb and pretty and wants it so bad, but doesn't have what it takes to make it happen.
So Jerry O'Connell claims that when he met James, he's like one of the most attractive men and magnetic men he's ever met.
Interesting.
He says people won't believe it, and we'll say what you're saying.
He was attractive when he was 17. That was like the most attractive. And now it's going downhill slowly.
I guess
you know?
I'm just like, James is smarter than this. Why is he with Raquel?
I think, I don't know.
I think he's a dark soul from what little I've seen.
Yeah.
Like
Although I
that-
did love that testimonial look with the red pants, but yeah. He's horrible.
Just the way he was talking to Lisa, and he had the alcohol, right? And then he's lied about it, and then it's just there's darkness in it.
Guys, why? When you're saying it's more produced, why are they missing the opportunity to take us on a 3-episode run with 50 Cent and Randall?
Oh my God.
That's a fucking missed opportunity. We're
Also-
just going to hear a little bit about it like James did a post. We need every detail. I wanted to see Lala going through that whole thing with Randall. You know she was so upset.
Yes. And instead, we get Raquel and Peter in the back. We get Ariana going to Lisa Vanderpump's house for no reason to talk about her depression. We have Sheena showing up to make posters for Pride at Lisa's
We have
house.
Peter wearing a bathing cap in Vegas.
It's like, why do we have all this shit that there is no reason for them to be there making posters? Lisa didn't help them make posters at all. They were just there so Sheena could talk about
and Lisa
Dana.
was like, I bet they're goofing off back there.
Right.
This 50 Cent thing, as James said, it went viral. Like the whole
Yes.
world, in my world, knew about this.
Is her husband not on the thing? Is that why?
He's not on the
He's
thing.
not, but we can't talk about it.
And we can't talk about her. She can't be on, like, here's what happened.
And we
here's how I
can't see
feel.
all the Instagram posts.
Yeah.
Right.
If that's not coming, I don't know what
it's
I'll
not
do.
coming.
I don't think it's coming because then they'd have to have color on the show.
Zing.
Wow. Zing. Zing.
So
ding.
Lala is sober, huh?
Lala sober.
Lala sober.
I love Lala so much, and she deserves better than this, and we are not getting enough of her. she's evolved.
She's evolved. That's what I mean. I do feel like
Once
Stassi
you
and her.
evolve.
All I mean is that they've evolved.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that,
And when you evolve, is there a place for you?
I think that both Stassi and Lala would be great candidates to graduate to housewives, but they're too young. And there needs to be somewhere in between where they can be great people.
Stassi's a great person?
Well, I think she's a great character on reality television.
Okay.
And I think the same of Lala too, because when you find people that are as good at the reality television arts and sciences as those two, do not give them up.
Right.
I agree.
Right. When we have players so deft.
Yeah.
What's up with Bo? I don't have a good feel for him, having not seen it before.
So Bo is, of course, a former actor.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I just find him very normal and nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very inoffensive. Sometimes he tries to go for his laughs a little too much, which is
Agree.
hard.
I was going to
but-
say his humor is I don't understand it quite.
Well, because it's not. But I do think he's very nice.
Okay.
Have we watched the Stassi and Bo online show at all? I have not.
I have not.
I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, it exists.
Bo is like, I got a woman and I've got a career. Like, I'm on a high.
Right,
I think he's liking it.
Right.
Guys, we have to wrap up, but any other thoughts on Vanderpump? I mean, it's just not giving a ton, although I'm still addicted to it.
I mean, absolutely.
I really enjoy it. I mean, being new to it, I love watching that opening. There's new things you find every time you watch.
Oh my
Every
God,
time.
amazing.
It's like, where's Waldo?
Yeah, right?
I really, really want you to go back.
I urge
Because
you
if
to.
you are
Can you
liking
go back?
this-
But go back 3 seasons. Don't go back to the beginning. You
Okay.
can't do that to yourself.
Do that to yourself. The first season's like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to put in yet another plug for
Please.
Summer House.
Go ahead.
And I would also like to put in another plug for UK Long Island or UK Love Island, which is on Hulu right now. You will all love it. Trust me.
Okay, I'm going to put in 2 plugs. I started watching Schitt's Creek. I know everyone's
Amazing.
loving it. I love it so much. I just have to give a shout out. I'm the last to come to it.
I'm catching up as well.
obsessed. And of course, I'm obsessed with Catherine O'Hara.
mean,
Always.
She's a queen.
But I love it. And I've cried during a few episodes. Anyway, last thing is my friend has a podcast, which is so amazing. Jessica Chaffin and Brian Safi, which is called Ask Rana with Rana and Brian. Brian's from Throwing Shade, and I'm loving that podcast. I'm also loving that new show on HBO, McMillions.
Oh, yes. I read
About
the stories based on.
the McDonald's Monopoly scandal. No one actually won. Someone
What?
won. No.
Yeah, this
I
guy,
play McDonald's Monopoly all the time.
So did I.
The guy
and I got
who-
a fries once. It was like the greatest day of my life.
the guy who was in charge of the winning tokens was selling them to people
Yes.
and had this whole
And the mafia was involved.
yeah. And
The
it's
mafia.
It's a
was
limited
involved?
series and it is good.
it's based on an article. I forget where it was, but the article is fascinating.
Yeah, it's really good. Anything else? I want to plug now. The main thing I want to plug is my friend Paul James's new show, which is called Soundtrack on Netflix. Tell me about it, Paul.
It's a musical drama with
Musical drama?
Musical drama. It's got crazy big musical numbers. It's got Miss Madeline Stowe, Miss Jenna Dewan, Campbell Scott, Marianne Jean-Baptiste.
Woo.
Amy Irving does a great guest star.
I love her, by the way.
She's the best.
She's
That is
fucking
a-
great.
She's also
killer
great on the show.
cast.
It's a killer cast.
killer
James
cast.
McDaniel. It's a really cool show.
Paul
it's,
James.
It's a good one season, thing. And I'm in it, and I think it's great. I also wanted to give a quick shout out
Please.
to Amelia Sesma Barrett and Jen McClure and her new daughter Esme.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
And is your show on Netflix now?
yeah, it's on Netflix forever, now and forever.
Now and forever.
Now and
It's like
forever. Like
Netflix
cats.
is like the cloud.
Yeah.
Brian Moylan, anything to promote? Any shout outs to give?
No, just Vulture recaps every week.
Of course.
And, at Brian J. Moylan, and I'm working on finishing my Housewives book, so I'll let you know when you can pre-order.
I love it. And look, I'm going to say one more thing. If anyone needs their nails done, Sky, who did my nails the other day, is the greatest. And here's her Instagram, and you can DM her. Nzinga Nails. NZINGA NAILZ. And she'll also be a guest in 3 weeks.
And so I assume she is fluent in housewifery.
She has watched, and I don't know that anyone can say this. I don't know if you can say this, Brian. I can. She has watched every single episode of every single city.
Wow,
I cannot say that because I haven't watched this most recent season of Dallas.
she's like an oracle.
That's what I'm saying. And she came, just recommended by a friend, came in, and I happened to be watching the shows. We had so much fun. She's an oracle. She knew it all. And I said, you're booked.
I would love nothing more than to sit and get my nails done while talking about Bravo.
It was a dream night. And she was saying such funny comments. It was hard to write. Of course, I was getting my nails done. But she's the best. And I was like, I'm taking all your comments. And then finally I was like, just come on the show. We need you.
Oh, that's going to be
So
great.
that's Sky. Thank you, Paul James. Thank you, Brian
Casey.
Moylan.
Oh, thank you.
I love you guys. Thank you so much to our amazing guest, Paul James, and my co-host, Brian Moylan. We've missed you, Danielle. Just want to give a shout out to the Jane Club, my co-working space, female co-working space where I work, which has been created by June Rayfield and Just Say No. It's absolutely incredible. And if you're interested in a co-work space for all women that is supportive and diverse and incredible, and a space where you can bring your kids, check out the Jane Club. And I also just wanted to give a shout out for my friend Adam Pally's new show on NBC, Indebted. He did our live show last week, and I forgot to give the details. He's the best. It's with Abby Elliott and Ms. Fran Drescher. Maybe you've heard of her. And the gorgeous Stephen Weber. And I told him he was gorgeous at a party last week, and it was very awkward. My husband was there, and well, my husband agreed. He's gorgeous. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Airwolf. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Dana. See you later.